Ross of JoeMedia.net here with Moccio. How are you, sir?
I'm great, Henry. How about you?
I'm doing good, and
here we meet again 3 times in like less than a couple months. I should be interviewing you, actually.
You think so? No, not yet, not yet.
Not yet. How did it feel tonight to be here?
It feels great. It feels great to be in the presence of such an extraordinary musician as yourself. Now, for those of you who don't know, this man is one of the biggest producers, you know, to come out of Canada, and right now he's really hot. Like, you know, just coming off producing the, you know, I guess you could call it the single of the year for, you know, with the Olympic theme song.
Right. I believe with Alan Frew, and we co-wrote the song, and Nikki Noski, who sang it. We did the song, I believe.
It's a great song. I actually heard it this morning on the radio.
What did you think about me?
I did. I was like, I'm going to interview that guy tonight. So that's good. And last time I saw you was on Canada's Walk of Fame.
That's right. Just a few weeks ago we were there. It was a great night too as well.
Yeah. And, so tell me, what's it like recording your own album versus producing music for someone else? He's worked with Celine Dion. They've had great success together. He's worked with a number of other, you know, hot charting artists. And now creating your second album, what's it like creating music for yourself?
It's just, you know, it's different. It's more liberating, I guess, because I have the control. Sometimes it's more difficult because I've got to make all the decisions myself. But you know, I think it's a necessary experience for anyone who's an artist of some sort to kind of go through it and go through the torment, the love and the hate and the passion and the hours. So it's beautiful.
How do you find the I guess inspiration and the time to actually sit there, because it's more of a, I guess you could say, you're alone for more of the better part of it, you know. So it's
exactly
like you don't have that motivation or deadline of something pushing you kind of thing. So it's like, you know, you have to find the motivation, and how do you inspire yourself?
Literally, life inspires me. So you're right. That is the tricky part, is that you are by yourself within those 4 walls sometimes, and you can go crazy a little bit. It's in the middle of the night. I literally just go until it feels right. It's an instinct thing. I just go by gut. If it feels right there, I feel it. I know.
So what do you do? Like, because you're obviously a producer for other people as well.
Right.
Do you save the good ones for yourself, or do you kind of like?
It has become a game of poker now. It has. So I sort of hold my cards depending on you know, because I do have access to such incredible artists, and you know, there's not enough hours in the day to do what I want to do. So I have to really be selective with who I work with. This life is way too short. I wish, you know, I could live another 100 years, but you know, I'll be lucky if I get to do this for another 40 years. So, I do. I'm very selective with who gets what melodies and where they go.
So I was at a panel at Canadian Music Week where it was you,
Glenn Ballard,
Niles
Rogers,
and
Don Was,
and
who else was it?
Mark Hudson.
Mark Hudson, that's right. How could I forget Mark? My goodness.
Who, at the time, he was the president of ASCAP. What's his name?
John Alexander. Yeah, great guy.
Alexander, moderator.
He got us together, exactly.
And I remember you telling a story of how you met Celine Dion.
Yes.
Back in the day.
I met her back.
When you were much younger.
I was a young kid at the University of Western Ontario, and a good friend of mine, Gary McCauley, and I, we went backstage to meet Celine and Renee, and I told Celine Dion that one day I'll write her a hit song, and almost 10 years later I wrote A New Day's Come, one of her biggest hits, which is incredible.
I remember hearing that demo, and during that entire panel there were a lot of laughs, or it was just just a great panel, and that was basically a time that I got kind of emotional, you know what I mean? Like listening to Like, you know, first of all,
Exactly,
listening
yes.
to explain the story, and then hearing the first demo of it.
Yes,
it's just
exactly,
like
yes.
on like a tape recorder.
Yep,
just you
exactly. Good
playing the
memory.
piano
Yeah, good
or
memory.
whatnot.
Then goes-
And then just hearing
The demo
actual
itself.
like.
And then go to the finished recording.
Yeah, the finished
Yeah.
product, and it's been remixed. It's been, you know what I
Yes.
mean, and it's a worldwide smash hit. And Celine Dion, you know, like
It doesn't get any
it doesn't
bigger.
get any bigger than Celine Dion.
No, she's the biggest
You know?
recording female artist of all time.
Are you going to tour now?
Yeah, we're taking this on the road. First of all, Canada, so our home and native land. We're going across the country over the next few weeks on a promo tour, and then we're coming back, and I get ready for the new year, which taking this over to Europe, Japan, early in the year, and the U.S. So it's there we go. I'm just, right now it's a project that I believe in. I believe that there's a place for instrumental music, and that there is.
I hope so.
There hope so. I mean, the first record,
Well, I know so.
yeah, and we. I'm just going to spread the word, really, more than anything. It's just something I believe in.
So, how many pieces is in your band that you're going to be touring with?
Just myself. I mean, we are going to do an orchestral tour sometime in 2011, because this new record of mine has orchestral elements. So there's some solo piano, and there's some songs and pieces with orchestra. So.
Now, let me ask you before we go a few questions about your songwriting process. First of all, how do you? Well, obviously, piano is your main instrument.
Right.
As a producer, I'm sure you can play a number of instruments, but how do you come up with a song? What do you do? Do you write a melody and then just work on it, or you're probably pulling riffs and melodies out of your bag of tricks that you've probably remember as a child?
A lot of times. Yeah. No, you're right. It's a great question. I carry around. I either sing into my phone a lot. I mean, and on my computer. The ideas are always going. Some days are better than others, and some days you're kind of dry, and the other days you just can't keep up with it. It's incredible that it just pours out of you. So the trick is being able to catch those melodies and to know what to do with them and to hear it. So if I'm near a piano, then I can work out the idea really fast. It's great. So
and like have something to record
you got it.
with, so you don't forget it, right?
Yeah.
What kind of instruments did you use on this album? And also, digital versus real instruments, because
Exactly.
being a pianist,
Right.
You can play like a synthesizer, make it sound like a guitar, a trumpet, anything. Now, what do you think of using the real thing? Maybe writing a chart out and having a real musician come in and play the piece, versus you playing it yourself on a synthesizer that recreates the instrument.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, these records that I do, Andrew, these where I exercise a lot of my purist sensibilities. So, I mean, I love hip hop, I love rock, I love techno, I love electro music. However, when I get to doing these records, I keep them as pure as possible, and that's part of the exercise for me. Is I get in a room. I typically tie my hands up from not touching the electronic gear, and just record and play the piano. That's the instrument that I started at when I was a 3-year-old, boy, and it's almost like an exercise to prove to myself that I can still play the instrument and make it sing by itself. But on this record, we also took it up a level. We added a beautiful, beautiful 35-piece orchestra on it, and we took it to Los Angeles, recorded it with one of the best studio recording studio orchestras in the world, at the Fox Soundstage in Hollywood. So it was an incredible experience. It was so I'm really excited about this record. I believe it's an incredible record. I want people to hear it, to hear the melodies and the music, and I can't wait to see how it's gonna. Yeah, I can't wait.
No.
Last question, because I
Sure.
have to take him out.
Sure. So last question, people. Who are your influences?
Other than you.
Who makes you do what you do?
A lot. You know what? Everyone from Chopin to Rachmaninoff to Mos Def to right now to Kanye as well, to Drake, who I'm listening to. It's so hard. I mean, when I go home, I typically go home and listen to classical music. But like I said, I just love great music.
Yeah. So whatever sounds good is good.
Exactly. It moves you.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.